We are back with a groundbreaking episode of FNtasia. Not just because we have one of my personal favorite Fortnite players of all time with us here in MrSavage, but he has just announced he is returning to competitive Fortnite. We were all crying, we were all sad, sobbing our hearts away. We thought it was over. We thought the story had ended, but it's not. He's back, competing again. Savage, Martin, my good friend Martin. It's good to have you back, brother.
Thank you, my good friend Daniel. Hey, listen, I've seen a lot of people making some memes about me, saying I was going to go on a villain arc, and then I retired 2 weeks later, and I'm unretired after crying on stream 3 weeks later. So let's just get that out of the way. Listen, boys, I don't want any hate. All right, I'm unretiring because you guys wanted me to unretire. We're giving it a last dance, a last shot. Yeah.
Okay, so the way we're going to do this today is we're going to almost treat this like a press conference. I don't want, because you're unretired. You have to play today. Like, as we're recording this right now, you're literally about to play in like an hour and a half in the Div Cup. It's a very important Div Cup as well, because I think the deal's still in Div 2. So like, if you actually want to play FNCS, you kind of have to do really good today. So we want to give you some time to warm up. So we're going to shoot some questions around. I got the big dog resub with me. I got Teddy Moon back in the building as well. We're going to just shoot you some questions about how we got here, from you being retired to unretired to playing with a deal and reason and all that. Let's just jump straight back. Let's just jump straight into it with the biggest thing I think that a lot of people will want to know. So what's now, like, how have you now decided that this is the time to unretire? Like, you were convinced that you were done, you weren't competing. Obviously you said all the fans wanted to see you unretire, but like, what made you think, okay, I'm gonna do this now?
Yeah, what's the deal? We need reasons.
Oh my.
Teddy's kicked out already, so it's just down to a 3-man podcast.
Mute this down the bottom left. No, all right. Now the reason, yeah, I mean, so the deal and reason, they're good friends of mine. I used to play with the deal. I played a whole year with the deal before, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of like they both stream. I enjoy hanging out with them. I've been with them off stream. I've been with them on stream, etc. So yeah, it's two good guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the perfect opportunity to give it one more shot if I was to do it, which I will be doing, obviously, as I said. And the chat has been going crazy. Wanted me to, unretire. So I'm gonna give it a last dance. I think it'll make everyone hopefully happy. And I think we can do good as well. I want to get on that global stage.
It's interesting. Your response there was, obviously you did say at the end you want to get on the global stage as well, but the first answer was they're friends and I'm going to enjoy my time playing with them more. Were there any other options you got that made you think maybe I can return, maybe they're good teams, but I'm just not going to enjoy playing with them, so it's not happening?
That was the only. I mean, I think that's the only trio in the EU that could actually make me like unretire. Like maybe theoretically speaking, if Vico and Vino asked me to play, then yeah, I'll play. But that's like a free ticket to globals, pretty much, But like that's unrealistic as hell. So yeah.
Interesting.
So you played with Fadil in the past quite successfully. What are you most looking forward to in teaming back up with him? And Reason as well. Like what are you the most hyped for?
Well, Reason's funny. I think the deal's taking it a bit more seriously, which is good. I'm gonna take it seriously as well. I'm still gonna have fun, trying to create some content here and there. But yeah, the deal's obviously insane at the game. Reason 2. Last time me and the deal played, we might have had some heated moments off stream, but we talked about it, so we squashed up the beef. Not really the beef, but like a little bit of some drama in the past. You know what I'm saying? But
okay, so this is the thing about Reese and Teddy. They're both incredibly respectful and want to keep things civil. I don't care about any
When
of that.
have I ever been the civil one? Excuse me.
The point I'm trying to make is this. I'm not letting this whole thing slide of, yeah, I want to play with Reason, but there were great options. Reason wanted to play with you this season. You had to play with Reason. And
I know where this is going, bro.
You clowned him on stream. I know I was there. I was watching just like all the other people watching. You clowned him. You didn't want to play with him. You played with Vidal in the past, like you mentioned. And when it ended, it didn't really end on the best terms. Like, things weren't great. So for you to now decide that, like, okay, these guys, the guys are going to make me unretire, like, what's the thought process there? Was it really just like before you just didn't have a trio that you thought could work at all? Like, how did you go from not wanting to play with Reason when you were with Pans or whatever and hating Vidal? Obviously, you didn't hate Vidal, but you and Vidal weren't playing. Like, how did you go from that to we're here now, we're going to play, I'm retiring because of them?
Okay, first of all, the thing with Vidal, that was, okay, maybe that was a minor thing, okay? That's like,
okay.
That's not a big of a deal. The thing with Reason, when I was like clowning him or not wanting to play with him, listen, I love my boy Reason. He's even more locked in now, I'm convinced. Like, I've been watching some of his tournaments. Like, he's even more locked in than he was last season, because I think he got like a bit of a reality check last season when he didn't qualify, even though it's like it was a rough season for him with like all his teammates stuff and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reason. I mean, I didn't mean to clown my boy Reason, okay? It was just kind of funny,
So Vidal's a difference maker, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, Vidal and Reason is a package, yeah?
Right.
And you know a lot about packages, Levin.
Nah, I'm not too familiar, man. I don't really know what you're referring to there. Reese, you have a question?
No, I don't. I want to hear about the package, actually. Thank you.
Well, look, Reason and Vidal qualified, last year to Globals, right? And, you mentioned them as a package, and you're right. They worked well together. They were able to call Globals. They had some good results in grand finals throughout the year. But
yeah, they got fifth every grands, no?
Yeah,
last year.
No, they did really good, and they were a team that throughout the year or throughout the seasons, a lot of the time people would maybe like underestimate them, but then in the grand finals they would show up. But even at when Globals ended, they split up, right? And they didn't want to be together anymore. And Vidal was struggling to find teammates, ended up going to NA. Like, you talk about the package, but are you concerned that things didn't work out for them at a certain point, right? Like, they decided they wanted to split. Obviously, you now have, repaired whatever was wrong with Vidal that was minor or whatever, right? But, do you know how they feel about each other, playing with each other? Like, what do you understand about that situation?
Well, I mean, I think sometimes when you play together with someone for a long time, like, it's kind of like living with someone, in a tight space, you get annoyed at each other, you get tired of each other. Why are you smiling at me? You get tired of each other, you get annoyed of each other.
You know a lot about relationships and living with people and things. Yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah, but my point is, sometimes you get tired of playing with each other, and you want to mix things up. It doesn't necessarily have to do with them having anything against each other. And I doubt it, they're pretty much best friends, in the German community, like, they're the two biggest German like Fortnite competitive streamers, I think. So yeah, that's not like a thing I'm worried about.
Well, now that you have, obviously you said there are two of the biggest German content creators, you're obviously one of the biggest English speaking content creators. You said a little second ago about how you want to really lock in, focused on the game, but is there still a massive content creation element to this now that you're essentially three of the biggest content creators all playing together on the same team?
I mean, chat, you guys gonna enjoy watching us? Hopefully, right? So I think it's gonna be good for both like aspects,
True. How is the team dynamics gonna work then, right? So who's doing what? Obviously, you haven't even played a tournament yet. It's all hypothetical at this point, but how is it actually going to be structured? Are you keeping Blood X in at any point? Are you IGLing? How do you think it's going to go?
I mean, we literally decided to play together like an hour and a half ago. So I think the deal's probably going to be IGLing at the start, at least. We're going to see. I think he was IGLing with Cooper and Sphinx as well. I might be wrong, but and then
Sphinx was IGL then.
maybe. But I know my boy Vidil. I'll just go IGL. You know, if he's doing something maybe he shouldn't be doing. You know, I'll help out. Reason gonna be fragging probably. I'm gonna be like I was with Panzer and Mongrel, just like go IGL, just do a bit of everything, support. I'm probably gonna tarp as well, I think. So, yeah.
And what do you think at the end of the year? You had this last dance. What would great look like? What would be something that you'd look back on and you'd be really pumped about?
I mean, the goal is to quad globals. You know, like that's obviously the goal. So, I mean, if we make it on that stage, that'll be pretty sick, I think.
Savage, Martin, my good friend Martin. You know, we've had some conversations about why you wanted to retire in the first place, right? And I know when you've talked about it publicly and stuff, you've mentioned obviously a lot to do with like the pressure of competing at the highest level and how intense that is now. Do you worry that now unretiring and setting the goal of like last dance to qualify for globals, if anything, you're putting more pressure on yourself than you've ever had, you know, since you know, World Cup days in your career, right? Like, how do you feel like you can handle that pressure and manage the sort of expectations there?
Well, I mean, I've been playing for 7 years, you know. Pressure is kind of something I'm, I guess, used to. But yeah, I mean, I just want to do this because that's what people want to see. And you know, the people that have been supporting me the past years, you know, that's what they want to see. So yeah, hopefully they'll continue to support us. Chat, let's try and stay a bit positive this time. How about we stay a bit positive, chat? And yeah, let's just work towards our goals, you know.
You know, I saw, obviously, so when I first saw you tweet saying you're quitting, I basically I remember I commented, I was like, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. And then I scrolled to the next tweet and it was like the video of you being upset on stream, obviously saying, you know, lineage, and then I immediately deleted that first comment. I was like, oh shit, he's not joking. I thought this was all a troll. I was like, there's no way. I couldn't believe it at all. Exactly, yeah. Right. You know, and then Reason did a good job making a little tweet yesterday. Little big massive I'm not playing with MrSavage. Is that like was that a planned April Fool's joke, or did something change over the last day?
Listen, bro, I don't know, bro. They've been confusing me too, bro. It's like it's like I'm getting gaslighted by my
You lied to me.
What do you mean I lied to you?
I was preparing for my podcast last night and I messaged him and I was like, okay, I kind of need to know the truth to get ready for the show tomorrow. Are you coming back? And he was like, nah, I'm not coming back. There's no comeback happening. And so I was like, all right.
Bro, that's what I thought as well until 2 hours ago, bro. Okay, so 2 days ago, yeah, that's when like this whole thing started with like Reason was asking me, you know, Vidil was asking me like, should we play together? And then it seemed like they were down if I was down, you know. Okay. So then I was like, okay, but I just want to make clear what the expectations are, you know, like, am I gonna like have to play 3 scrim sessions a day, or you guys are gonna be like mad at me or something, you know? And then Vidil was like, I'm gonna play everything anyways. And then I called the Reason, and he was like, yeah, like that's fine. And then they started getting worried about if I would only play 1 season and we don't do well, like what would their teammate options be for like the last chance to qual globals in the 3rd season, you know? But then yeah, basically I just told them like, all right, fine, I'll lock in. Let's just do this for the next 2 seasons. And yeah, no.
So you agreed to their terms, kind of.
Oh, why are you saying that? Like I got bitched by them, bro.
I'm just saying, like, this is like if we're looking at it like it's a negotiation, right? Like, who got the better end of the deal? It sounds like they got what
both
they
of us, bro.
I mean,
both of us. It's just a bigger commitment, okay? It's just a bigger commitment that I wasn't sure if I wanted to do or not. But since you know, that's what chat wants, that's what we're doing. All right.
If the
I literally said after I announced my retirement, you know, I said like, you know, I love entertaining, I love streaming, and hopefully I can entertain people for the years to come. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking about. I know it's kind of weird how I retired 3 weeks after, but yeah, I didn't expect this kind of like, I don't know how to say it, like this opportunity to play with two of my friends, two good players that also stream. You know,
Right.
like it's kind of like the perfect fit, I think. So yeah.
Do you think, looking back, that a lot of the reason you retired was it option based? Like, obviously, I don't know how long you were thinking about retiring. Was it, a month, a year, 2 years, or something that generally that you're thinking maybe I want to take a step back? But do you think like a lot of the reason you ended up taking that step back and retiring was just like trio options at the time?
No, maybe slightly, but it's like, of course, the thought has come across my mind multiple times. That's just natural. But yeah, at like the start of OG season, like when all that hype came back, I realized like, okay, I just really want to entertain people. I just want people to enjoy. And then I, was playing with Mongrel. And then like towards the end of me and Mongrel playing together, things started getting a bit more serious with like competitive, and then I stopped playing with Mongrel, and then I started playing with Panzer, and then I already kind of like I love my boy Panzer, he's a great competitive, but I just realized I wasn't having that much fun because then I was back with just like the competing with other people that are pros, but now it's like, the fact that it's my friends, they want to stream, they want to entertain, and they want to do good. It's like it's a different thing.
Right. I remember at the time seeing when you retired a bunch of people just saying, there was tweets that were like, fuck Panzer. And then there was ones that was like, it goes back, and then there's one that's just like, fuck Refsguard. And I was like, that's just funny at that point, just catching a stray for no reason in there. So it sounds like you just, I was going to say,
I don't know why people would ever hate on somebody for just literally like, it's something if there's like beef or something, but Panzer was literally like, yo, I'm going to play with this guy. I hope you don't mind, it's been a good run. There's literally no bad blood. And then you just got people saying like, yeah, fuck this guy. What the fuck did you do? And it's like, bro, this guy that's watching is literally more mad than me. And I'm the one that got, and I'm the one that got dropped. Like what the?
What
makes sense.
So what after you announced, what did you think of some of the reactions to you retiring? Were you like, was happy? Was it like, oh my god, I have way more support than I even imagined? Or what was kind of your reaction to the outpouring of support when you retired?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the support, it was actually crazy. Kind of caught me off guard how many people would actually like care, especially when it's like 2025 and it's like literally every single teammate I played with pretty much commented on the tweet. It was like, damn, it brought back some memories. But yeah, I hope people don't feel like they got baited because of that, because that was never my intention. It was never to like bait or impression farm quick retirement, have a 3-week break. Like, I feel like people are gonna cook up some conspiracy theory, and let me just tell you, like, that was not the plan, bro.
No, I am the people. I've already got the theory. Like, I was full baited. I sent you that whole lovely essay in DMs for nothing now. I'm gonna just delete my message. I take it back. I don't miss you. I take it all back.
Bro, listen, that was a very cute message, Levin. Appreciate it, bro. I'll give you a proper hug next time we see each other.
Yeah, no, I'll sort you out. You mentioned a lot when it comes to now playing with Reason and Vidal. One of the biggest benefits is that it still allows you to compete at the highest level while having fun making content, streaming. You're gonna have so many people watching, and so I want to talk about that man behind you on the wall. Yeah. This guy right here.
This is my boy right here.
Your boy right there, Mongrel. Obviously, that's sort of the arrangement you had with him. And, you decided, you would stop playing with him after FNCS last season. Everybody loved the relationship you guys had. Everybody was rooting for you guys. And I know everything's still on good terms, but can we now get maybe a bit of a rivalry?
Rivalry. Oh shit.
Can we get some MrSavage versus Mongrel? Like, who's gonna do better? Like, can we get a bit of a fun banter rivalry between you two?
All I'm saying is I'm calling that trash can. I'm joking.
This is what I need.
Nah, I would never, bro. I want Mongrel to outplace me, bro. Like, I wish all the best for him. Okay, maybe not outplace me. Maybe one spot below me, but
I saw a clip from Chapter 2, Season 4. It's a Mongrel clip where he takes you out, and he's pretty pumped about it. Do you think part of the reason you came back is to get some revenge for that?
Teddy, I don't know what clip you're talking. I don't think I know.
Selective
I
memory.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I think we all remember the clip. Actually, he starts screaming your name really loudly after he, destroyed you.
You're gonna have to link me that after we're done here, bro.
Should we watch it right now?
Yeah, let me get.
All right, it was nice. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me. I gotta warm up.
All right, Savage. I'm very excited to see you make your return. And there are a million other questions that we could ask you about your return. But one of the things I really wanted to do before you go, before we let you go, is you've obviously been, a competitor for longer than most people have. And one of the things about your career that has always been mentioned is the fact that, unfortunately for you, you always seem to get contested. Now, yeah. It's tough. It's a part of the game. It is a part of the game, but it's something that always seems to happen to you. Now, what I wanted to do is take a look back at all the people who have contested you throughout your career and rank them. I want you to rank them. I want to know what you think of all the different people who contested you throughout your Fortnite career. I do have a tier list ready because on FNtasia
that is gonna be the long ass tier list, bro.
It's not gonna be long. It's actually
I'm actually down to do that, bro. Just put Huddy in last place. Just get out the way already, bro.
So this is only in FNCS finals that we've had. So this is only in FNCS finals. Some of these names were like the biggest throwback names I've seen of all time. If there's anybody missing from this, blame Clutch. Shout out to Clutch, but blame him because that means he forgot them. Seven Josh and Leo TJ, or Leo JT, sorry. Shout out to Leo JT and Seven Josh.
That was Pleasant Park throwback. With eye drop.
Big throwback. Yeah. Oh, so it's a good thing you actually remember all the people because I have the list of where they conned you. But I almost forgot it myself. What did you think of Seven Josh and Leo JT when they were conning you back in the day at Pleasant Park?
I mean, I'm looking at this list, bro, and just put them on the. I can't lie. I think they dipped they were running away half the games. Like even Seven just DM me said bro, I think he was. I don't remember what he said, bro, but he DM'd me something and he was like, bro, what's going on? I don't know, but yeah, okay. they weren't that great. I think I don't know why we even got contested by them, but.
Okay, so the next team we have is DKS, Mirza, and Snipe from Chapter 2, Season 4, Stark Season. You conned them at Doom's Domain.
No, they conned us. They conned us.
So
we were conned by Reason, Aqua, or maybe it was No Radium a Deal and Aqua. I don't remember.
No of a Deal and Aqua.
Yeah, and they got banned, and then we thought we were gonna have Doom's Domain uncon, which was the second best POI, right? After Stark's domain or whatever it's called. And yeah, you know what they were doing, bro? They were taking the key card for the vault and they literally ran out in the ocean until you couldn't even swim anymore.
Oh my God.
And they dropped the card there in grand finals. So put them at D, please.
Okay, straight.
There's one thing that's
so
always
annoying,
true.
Bro.
One thing's always true. There's always a French team ready to grief in any single FNCS grand final somewhere.
Yeah.
Always. That will remain true for the rest of Fortnite history. The next team we have here is Malabuka, Mustache, and Shizo. They contested you at Steamy Stacks in Grand Royale, a very historic off-spawn battle between you and them.
Bro, they contested us 4 FNCSs in a row, bro.
Yeah.
One of them they didn't qual for, but that was literally, chat, you know that's over a year of straight calling.
They did not mess with you guys. Let's say it that way.
Listen, Malibuka and MrSavage, they're insane players, obviously. No doubt about that. Shizo, right after he quit, he started setting cheats, which is kind of interesting, considering me and Andretta and Refsguard literally made a folder of clips and like things because we were like trying to expose him for cheating. Because I'm not gonna lie, Malibuka and MrSavage will say he's not cheating, but I'm still convinced he was cheating when we were calling them, and that's not even me trying to make an excuse. But like, bro, he literally started selling cheats after he quit. So let's put them at A. If it was MrSavage, Malibuka, and someone else, then they would go S, of course. But let's put them at A just because I still got, bro, a year.
Right.
This guy started selling cheats, bro.
Then DKS and Bad Sniper were back when we switched to duos in Chapter 3 over at Tilted Towers. You remember much? I feel like most people just don't remember Chapter 3, you know? So I just take it out of my mind.
Like, that was when I was playing with Benji Fishy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Benji for the first two, and then Hen, I think, in Chapter.
Yeah. I don't even remember much of that, bro. I can't lie. Just put him at C, bro. Just put him at C.
Put him at C. All right, we'll put him at C. Then another sort of future legend, right? Because Malibuka and Mustache at the time were not really considered like, you know, great players, but they ended up becoming legends of the game. Another future legend here, Vico, playing with Jackson back in the day. They contested you over at Tilted Towers as well during Chapter 3. I think when you were playing with Hen, what did you make of these guys?
I mean, they're pretty good, actually. They're actually pretty good.
Could you tell back then that Vico was going to be really good? Or did you just think, scrubs?
I didn't think too much of it, to be honest. Like, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I didn't think too much of it at that time. Like, I think it was a bit after that when he started like actually going like crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when we were calling them, it was like actually pretty even. So just put him at B. Okay. All right. Chat, keep in mind this is based on how they were playing at the time when we were calling them. Okay.
Yeah. When you were calling them, what did you think of them? Yeah. Now we have an international tournament, the FNCS Invitational at Logjam. Baka and On1 were contesting you guys.
Bro, we were supposed to be on that tournament, and then we're at the event venue in the practice room 1 day before globals, right? 1 day they sign up for scrim saying they're landing on our spot. 1 day before the tournament, bro. 1 day before World Cup.
Oh gosh.
But no, I'm not gonna lie. In that tournament, they actually played pretty well. So I'll put them. I would put them at B, but considering On1 started cheating as well after he conned us, let's put him back at C. Everybody that has a cheater or cheater seller teammate gets down one rank.
They get down one. I think that's
there's a trend here.
I think I'd maybe go a bit lower than down one, but you're maybe a bit nicer than me for that. Then over in Chapter 4, you were landing over at Anvil and you were conned by Croup and Cade. Controller power right there.
That was when I was playing with Vidil, or was it with iDrop?
Chapter 4, I think that would have been Vidil.
That was Vidil, I think. Yeah,
that would have been Vidil. Yeah.
Chat. None of these guys were cheating, right? We got exposed after.
Can't even remember anymore.
Not yet, anyway. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they were okay, I guess. Put them at C.
Okay. Sort of whatever.
Yeah.
Lane and Nate in Chapter 5, Season 1.
Bro. These kids, bro. Like, French kids always be contesting me, bro. Lane and Nate, yeah, that was the first season I got back with Mongral and we called Grands. And, you know, listen, I don't even know how good they were. Like, we didn't call them that much, I think. It was just, they literally swapped to our spot just for Grands. I might be wrong, but yeah, it kind of like, it ruined a bit of like the whole thing with me and Mongral coming back, you know? It's like, just kind of annoying, but of course, if you want to call anyone, you can call anyone. It is what it is. That's how the game is. But it's a bit of a bad timing to be called. I would have loved to be on that Grands. But yeah, Chad, which one of them got banned after literally 2 days after Grands? Got removed from leaderboard and everything? Which one was it? Was it Nate or was it Lane? I think it was Nate.
I can't remember. I think it was
I
Nate.
think it was Nate. Yeah.
It was Nate. Yeah, I mean, these kids got banned 2 days after grants, so just put them at D tier, bro. Fuck these kids.
And then at Globals, oh no, not at Globals, in NA, in season 3 of NA, you were conned by Def and Edgy.
No, we weren't. I don't think we were.
In
Not in grants.
I don't think
in grants we were
Well, in
unconned.
Grands, Clutch got it wrong, man. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mongrel had a good 1v2 against them.
He did.
That was one
Yeah.
of the clips of that. That
He
was one of the clips
did.
of that season.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I can't lie. They were actually getting smoked. You know, like Death and Edgy are like, I have respect for them. I think they're good players, but like, bro, they were actually getting smoked.
Yeah.
So yeah, during the time they were calling us, I'll just put them at D tier. Honestly, like,
That'll be a D.
And then just a bonus, Vidil, Aqua, and Noah did contest you leading up to grants one season. Where would you rank them compared to the rest of these?
ooh, yeah, they were ST. I can't lie. They were actually working us like most of us
Giving
from
you the
fights.
smoke.
Yeah, but they were all 3 in our viewer list at the same time. So put them at A. Go down 1.
Okay. So now that you are back in the game, hopefully you don't get contested because I'm trying to see you get to Globals. But do you guys even have a drop spot? Like, what's even going on with that? Like, what's the like? Do you have anything planned yet?
Don't worry about that too much, bro. Don't worry about that. Reason and Video got it covered, bro.
Okay.
I might just be like the dog on the leash for this one.
Are you
until I
playing
get
Div
timed
2
up
today
again.
then?
Yeah, we're playing Div 2. We're gonna be
Yeah,
up in 40s.
I'm in your lobbies.
Video's
so
in Div 2
me and
because he
you-
was in
me and
NA.
you-
Yeah, you're in our lobby. True. I was actually talking to Video and Reason earlier today, saying like, bro, if we don't qual Div 2, like, bro, we're literally playing against
straps.
We're playing against Rise Up and Destiny Jesus. Like, if we don't qual,
Genuinely, like, if you don't win this tournament, not even just qual, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, let's both qual, bro. We got this, bro.
Yes, I agree.
Chat top 1 if you think Reese I was gonna qual, top 2 if you think you won't.
That's a lot of 2s right there.
There's a lot of twos already. I can tell you right now.
I'm
There's
in
a
there
lot
typing
of
2
twos.
right
No,
now.
they're spamming 1, bro. They're spamming 1s.
Oh no way!
Ooh, let's
Reese,
go.
I'm getting some love in Savage's chat. We love that.
They don't know me. That's why.
I know they all watch your videos. Trust me. All right. I know you want to go and get warmed up, so I'm not gonna keep you for too much longer.
Appreciate it.
Do you have anything you want to say to all the fans right now? Just, just a message to everyone to give them a clear sort of idea of what's happening here, what's next, and just a final message to send yourself off.
Chat, we're playing FNCS with the deal and Reason. We're playing next season. And we're going to qual globals, motherfuckers. And we're going to be on that big stage, chat, in Lyon, in France. All right? You ready, chat? You ready? The last dance, boys. Starts today.
Aura. Nothing but aura right there. Love to see it. Savage, we appreciate you for jumping on. Hopefully we'll get you back on here after Globals once you guys have done amazingly and proved all the haters wrong. Get yourself warmed up and have a lovely time.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys. W's in the chat. FNtasia, podcast 112K, Rise Up, and my boy Yomzo in the bottom left. Sorry, stop. I love you, Teddy. All right, peace out.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I see you.
For the people who are listening and watching, we are not done here. We are not done here just yet. Savage is done, but we are not done. So, I like games. And so as much as the tier list was good, it didn't really scratch my game itch. I need more of that. And so what I want you guys to do for me, you guys are going to work together on this one. I know you guys usually don't like working together on games because you're boring.
I'll work together with Teddy. I'm just not going to work together with Boop or the other one,
Or the other one. Like, come on, man. Like,
he's not here. He's not here. Come on.
We can't even see his name anymore. Like,
we love Harry. We love Harry.
No, we love Harry.
Yeah,
we love Harry.
who? Yeah.
Or at least I love Harry. I think everyone else is still.
We love Harry.
Can you guys name every single player that MrSavage has ever played a tournament with.
A tournament, not even just like FNCS.
Queued up for a tournament of any significance.
Okay, do you have them there? And will you scroll them off?
I have them. I'll be able to tick them off. I will give you some hints along the way because there's some that are just impossible in my mind, like genuinely. But try and get as many as you can.
Okay.
Do you want to go backwards, like from most recent to oldest, Reese, and we can just check?
Do you really think my memory works chronologically? There are just going to be a random flurry of names that will come out at one point. Fuck it. Right. I'm just going to go.
Names you're trying to get here.
Right. Okay. Let's get 10. No.
So
okay.
We can get 25, Reese. I think we can get 25.
Okay. I love your optimism. Let's hit it. Go.
So most recently, Mongrel and Panzer.
Okay.
And we're not counting Vidil and Reason, right? There's no reason for that.
Well, technically one of those counts because one of those was
I know.
Vidil. Yeah. Okay.
So and then it was just Mongrel all of last year. So we have.
Oh wait. I want to add one more caveat because I messed this up and Clutch is going to be angry at me if I get this wrong. So specifically, it's not every single teammate he's had. It's every duo specifically. So just people he's played duos with.
Oh. Okay.
So just specifically people he's played duos with. Okay. Now go.
Mongrel,
okay.
Benji, Vidil.
Yep. Henry played with Hen, yeah.
iDrop.
Played with iDrop, of course.
Who did he play with in Chapter 2, Season 2? Because I know Benji played with Mongrel. iDrop?
It was iDrop, yeah.
Yeah.
We got 5. Is that it? Is that where we're flowing here?
What other duo tournaments were there? Is there like some meme ones where he played with Cypher PK in a creator tournament or like?
So there are some creators on here. Think of some of his friends who he's either played, small random lands with, or just friends who he's played in the off season, people who he would have played with that you don't necessarily think of them as iconic Savage teammates, but they're people he's probably played with because they're friends.
Are we falling at this hurdle already? Is that how it's going to go?
This is the funniest game to play because for people who don't know, ReeseHub has genuinely the worst memory of any person I've ever met in my entire life. Like genuinely.
It is astoundingly bad. I actually feel like I've got early onset dementia.
Does Reason he's friends with Reason. He said it like 10 times in the chat. Might as well just throw that dart.
So Reason's not on here. He's not played queued up a duo tournament with Reason, as far as I know.
Andretta?
So Andretta is on this list from Winter Royale 2019.
Ooh, okay.
Andretta is on this list. Refsguard is...
Surely they played a duo tournament together.
Not on this list.
Really? They've never played a duo tournament? That's crazy.
Has he played with Amar?
He hasn't played with Amar in a duo tournament. But think of some other creators.
Lecce?
Think of some other creators he might have played with. He has played with Lecce. He played a daily duo cash cup with, or a daily duo cup with Lecce back in the day.
That's why he's the big dog. Let's go.
Ooh. Other creators.
Yeah. Think of some of his friends who are creators. Some of them do viewing parties.
It's not Boop, is it? Fucking
hell.
hell.
Motor.
He has played with Motor. He's played the Samsung Odyssey Invitational Cup with Motor.
Samsung
where he came dead last, I will know.
I'm surprised there's so many YouTube videos about that from every that was like a seminal tournament in Fortnite.
Naturally.
Pink.
He has played with Pink. He played a DreamHack with Pink.
He
played DreamHack. He won DreamHack, I think, with Pink. Think of other people he might have played DreamHacks with.
Did he go to those Saudi lands?
He hasn't competed in them now. He went last year, but he wasn't competing, I think.
Was there not that one in the US? Was it the San Diego one where he played with a fucking... Oh, did he play with? I can't remember what that was.
He did play in that San Diego DreamHack. He played with a famous NAIGL.
Acorn?
He played with Acorn in that one.
Oh, that was a I would not. Okay,
That was an unfathomable.
If you had not said that, there was a 0% chance I would have
Can you
guessed.
think of any other great IGLs he's played with?
Wait, I have
Queasy?
a coded pun. That was
He has
nuts.
played with Queasy. He played
Nice.
Boom TV Cup with Queasy. He played DreamHack with Queasy. He's played a bunch of cups with Queasy.
Okay, how many are we at right now? Because I feel like we're really far away from.
I've not been counting properly, but you're like a third of the way through.
Has he played with Mitro? Kind of all those OG guys.
He has not queued up a dual tournament with Mitro, as far as I'm being told here.
I'm rapidly running out of players.
The 25 out of 28 was when I thought it wasn't just duos, and I was like, all right, we can go back and look at every FNCS.
Think back at. I'm gonna just try to give you as many hints as possible. Think of like some big name creators in the Fortnite space, like people who are massive that he might have played like a random Twitch rivals or anything like that with, like just big Fortnite streamers.
Courage,
Ninja.
No, think more competitive based.
More competitive based. Clicks.
He has played with Clicks. He played with Clicks in the FaZe X Monaco Invitational tournament back in the day.
What about Booga? We'll just stay on the hot hand here.
Booga, he has not played with in a tournament where money was won, at least.
Got it. What about Kanada?
Kanada, he has not.
Oh, what about he was on NRG? We can guess some. What about Zayt?
He has not played with Zay in a tournament. He's not played with Saf in a tournament.
What about Symphony? Symphony was on NRG for a bit.
Symphony is not. I would stray away from NRG names. Start thinking about people who are EU based, who are Norwegian, that he might have played with way back in the day, and just in general.
Where's Rojo from? Because they played in Season X together.
They did.
They
played
duos?
in squads.
That's trios, though.
They played
Those are squads.
or trios, yeah, trios. But he played with them in squads.
No duos.
Nyrox.
He played with Nyrox.
Yes.
There's another big name Norwegian person, not player, but person that he's queued up duos with.
How am I meant to know someone big from Norway that's not a Fortnite player?
There's not many in the Fortnite space.
I'm not. Norway, are we going to get this? I'm not sure.
Think about people who he's worked with.
Blood X.
He has played a tournament with Blood X. He played the Marvel 1 million Super Cup with Blood X.
I can't believe I missed that one.
I know that was his claim to fame. You know,
that was his claim to fame. If I'm being honest now, I'm looking at some of the names remaining on here, and you are just never going to get them.
Right. Give us a hint for some of them. See if we can.
Think about one of Blood X's most successful ever clients. Someone who's in GOAT debates.
Tayson.
Hammy?
Tayson is correct. He played the Daily Duo Cup with Tayson back in the day. Another big hint I'll give you for someone you haven't gotten yet. Think about somebody who he dated who plays Fortnite.
The fuck did he date?
Or he was in a romantic relationship publicly of some sort. I don't know that.
I'll be honest. I've not been following the Fortnite players' love lives.
Unfortunately, I
want to see if anyone in chat gets it.
I don't know.
His viewers, people who watch him in the chat might get it based off of that, but I don't know.
It's not Dua Lipa, is it?
Think about just EU big female creators who play Fortnite.
I'm not looking at the chat, but general question.
Yes.
Are they like Teddy and Reese are just not ball knowers because they know all these answers, or
they've gotten some that you haven't gotten.
Okay.
Someone in chat just said the one. If
they're on Fortnite Tracker anyway. They're just cheating. I'm cheating.
I'm going straight from the dome. Like
Daisy. Daisy. Okay.
Daisy played a tournament with Turnt Daisy. What tournament was it? It was the Kiwi Gal. Oh, we don't talk about her. All right.
That's
a third party tournament. How we
that counts.
Did he play with Nate?
Did he play with who?
With Nate.
No, he did not play with Nate. I'm going to list off some of the names you guys haven't played because we've got him, because otherwise we'll be here forever.
Yeah.
So some of the people you didn't get: Provoked, who he played Polaris with in 2018, one of his first, way back in the day. Shout out to Provoked. I think Provoked was Norwegian as well, which is why I've tried to put him under the umbrella of Norwegian people. He played with L Churches, who I don't even remember, in a Lolito cap.
No idea.
You guys said Benji, you said Andrea, you said iDrop, you said Letshi. He played with Bella EU. So there you go. Obviously, he played with Bella EU during squads in chapter 2, season 1.
That's when he didn't make grands, was it?
Yeah.
And Levin stood up for him. There's a video out there.
Yeah, there is.
For Savage or Bella?
Yeah, there was like everyone was like, "Oh, Savage is washed," but Levin was like, classic Levin.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
in 2019, everyone was saying he was washed. That's
I saw
crazy.
the potential. That was when my relationship with Savage really started, because I guess he saw that video. I think he said his mum saw the video. And
really?
She was like, I like this guy. And then he was like, oh, okay, I like this guy now too.
Yeah, I found that video.
Yeah. He played with Sebi, if you guys remember Sebi.
Yeah.
You guys remember NA
international play getting moved regions.
NA for a bit. He played with Young Elk, right?
Yeah. He was in NA and EU. He played with Noodle Kongan. He played with ADN. Shout out to ADN. He played with ADN in Chapter 2, Season 2, Week 5, NA East Cash Cup. What a random duo.
I can't believe I'm turning in my Fortnite knower card after now.
I know. You didn't know that. You know,
some of these names, I genuinely don't know who these people are, and I feel like maybe I'm casual for this.
Did Chat get any of the ones that? Which ones did Chat get that we didn't get?
Chat got Vico because he played with Vico in Chapter 5, Season 4, Week 8 eval.
Okay.
Which maybe you guys should have gotten, but yeah.
Should we? I feel like surely we would just been guessing random Fortnite players.
Well, most of the ones that you guys got, they got just earlier than you. So like Pink and some of those other ones, they just got a bit earlier.
I didn't see that.
Therefore, Intel and Fane, who I don't know who those are, but I think those are Middle East Cash Cups. There you go. And that's it. Those are, we've said all the names now.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I would call it a cook.
I would call it.
I don't think we could have cooked any more than we did.
No, I think you guys did a good job.
I feel like we maxed out all possible points from that game.
Yeah, you guys got all the ones you were going to get. So I say good job. It would not be an FNtasia episode without a top 5 game. And this week's top 5 game is also linked to MrSavage, because this whole episode is just MrSavage themed.
There's going to be one viewer who just hates. Sorry, I totally had to cut you off there.
No, what's what you going to say?
There's going to be one viewer that absolutely hates MrSavage and just hates this entire episode. Who's just fucking fuming that we've just spent the entire time talking about him.
Yeah, they'd be fully valid for that. Let us know if you're that guy in the comments.
If you don't like MrSavage, don't stop listening here.
No, literally, it's way too late for that now. Way too late to just stop now. All right. So this week's top 5. The question is, what are MrSavage's highest earning tournaments? So for the people who don't understand what that means, because when I asked Resub, I realized the wording of this might be a bit confusing for people. What that means is, which individual tournaments has he made the most money from in prizing? Right. So he played a tournament. He made a big bunch of money from that. Now, we'll start off with you, Reese. We'll start off with you. Your top 5 was second in Chapter 2, Season 6, Trio FNCS.
That's got to be a cook.
I think most people would say that's a good answer. I saw someone in chat put the second in Grands there, which makes sense. The second in EU FNCS Grands, especially back in the day, that's going to give you a lot of money.
You didn't tell me that was a cook, though. You just said that many people would guess that.
I'm not going to reveal the answers until I reveal the answers, Reese.
Okay.
You then put DreamHack Sweden 2020. Now, unfortunately, I see what you were trying to do there, but you will see the error of your ways very, very soon.
I am forecasting it already. I have claimed the tower, and I know what's gone wrong.
And then we said 29th in Solo World Cup, which again makes a lot of sense. World Cup, there was lots of money thrown around there. Then you said World Cup qualifier in 4. And then your last answer was a random solo cash cup win at some point, which I think you were struggling to think of tournaments at that point.
I had that number 3, and then I was like, it very quickly went down the list.
But those Season X solo cash cups were crazy.
They were.
They were. They were. I feel like Teddy is saying that because he's trying to disarm you, because Teddy did not have a solo cash cup win on his list. Teddy, your list. Well, just read out your list for me. I realized I
I did sell, and Levin wouldn't let me change one of my answers. So I think I could have done a little bit
just
better.
Give us the list.
All right. So first, 14th Duo World Cup.
Right.
I think I put the entire World Cup. Levin split the difference. Duo World Cup.
You just said one.
Yeah. Chapter 2, Season 6, Trio FNCS. His best FNCS performance. I think that's a no-brainer. First in DreamHack Anaheim in 2020. Which he won. And I subsequently checked. That was a $30,000 check to MrSavage. So a tidy day of business for Mr. Martin. And then 8th in Chapter 4. I actually said 7th in Stark season. Oh, yeah. Chapter 2, Season 4. But 7th in Stark season. I just felt the prize pools were higher back then. And then I wanted to do Season X, but I picked the most recent FNCS. And then I tried to change it. But
yeah. Wait, did I make a mistake then with that 4th?
8th, Chapter 2,
it's
Chapter 2, Season 4.
It's Chapter 2, Season 4, not Chapter 4. I made them a typo. That's my bad.
I make that mistake all the time. Like,
yeah, it's fine.
So many chapters, so many seasons now.
Yeah, way too many. It felt weird typing out Chapter 2, then Chapter 6 at points. I was like, geez, it's been a long time. All right, well, this week's top 5 I can reveal. And also I'll say tiebreakers were decided based off of which tournament was earlier. So like if there was a tournament where like it was the same prize pool, the one that's higher is just the one that was before that first tournament. But that didn't really matter. I don't know why I'm mentioning that to you guys. This week's top 5 is in first was his second place FNCS trios. He made, how much money did he make from that? I have it up here. He made $70,000 from that tournament.
Tidy business.
Not a bad day in the office for Savage.
Not at all.
In number 2 was 14th in the Duo World Cup finals, playing with Benji Fishy, which obviously was $50,000.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Benji.
I think we've all heard of him. I think I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Happy birthday to Benji, because as we're recording this, I think it's his birthday today.
Oh, no way. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Shout out to Benji. In number 3 then was obviously 29th at the Solo World Cup, which was the day after the Duo World Cup, also $50,000. In number 4 was his first place at DreamHack Anaheim in 2020, which Reese unfortunately mistook for
I feel
DreamHack
like
Sweden.
If I just said Solo DreamHack 2020, then I would have got the points for it.
You would have, because I wouldn't have known you were mistaking it.
I was fully cooked. I overcooked it.
You did. You fully overcooked by mentioning the location of it. And then in number 5, which none of you got, was a 4th place Twitch Rivals 2019, where he made $29,333.
Wow. You mean it's not random Solo Cash Cup in 5th? I'm quite disappointed.
It wasn't random Solo Cash Cup.
Random Solo Cash Cup would have been unbelievable.
That would have been unreal.
If you had actually hit and like it was just right, that would have been magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
I hear that was number 6. The streets are saying it's number 6, 7, and 8 though.
It's somewhere there, I'm sure. Yeah, no, this has been a bit of a weird episode, because we've just never really had anything like this where it's like we just get live news dropped on us. Like genuinely, for the people listening at this point in the episode, wondering like what's happened there. Like, yeah, I thought we were just doing an interview with MrSavage, or we were going to talk about him retiring, talk about his career and everything. Like I said yesterday when I asked him last night, he was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. Like, it's just all trolls for April Fool's Day. And then apparently that all changed today. And so we sort of got the initial drop on that. Do you guys have any additional thoughts on the whole situation? Anything you're looking forward to before we wrap up the app?
Shit's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's it. That shit's just crazy. I don't have any detailed, cool analysis. I'm just interested to see what happens, like, to be honest, come Global's time or come next FNCS if it doesn't work out, right? Like, are we going to see another retirement? Like, is this really the last dance? Because with the Mongrel tweet, that was the last dance, and now we're back into Last Dance V2. How many Last Dances are we going to get?
The Last Dance branding, it's going to get diluted if we're not careful.
That's good. Yeah,
a lot of people don't understand They watched the Michael Jordan documentary and still don't understand Last Dance.
I will say, to be fair, Michael Jordan did come back to the NBA for
He
the
did.
Wizards
He
after the Last Dance. So he
defeated the
did
whole
his
purpose of
Dance.
Last Dance. Yeah, technically, but I mean, technically as well. He did.
Well,
It was more of Last Dance in reference to that version of the Bulls team because the team got blown up after that. But either way, what you're saying is correct.
So then Savage is applying it because there's the Last Dance with Mongrel, and now it's the Last Dance with Rizan and Vidal. And then his next trio, it's just going to be Last Dances as far as the eye can see.
Continuous.
That Lion King meme, where it's like Last Dances as far as the eye can see. Can I ask you guys a question?
What's up?
What do we think Uncon at like a tier 2 drop spot? What do we think the ceiling is for this team?
Top 3 on a really good day, because I feel like there's a lot of potential here. I don't know, like this season, if there's going to be enough time for them to pull together like an Uncon drop, good game plan. You know, I don't know how the synergy is going to be. Obviously, a lot they've played with each other before and stuff like that, so I'm not sure. But I just feel like they're one team that they could frag out in a game. They could go crazy. You know, now this is definitely the most firepower MrSavage has ever had on a team. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but I think they do have a high ceiling. I actually think this is probably the most excited I've been for a MrSavage team.
I think the ceiling of this team is incredibly high when you look at the fact that, and I don't mean this in like a shady way, even though it might sound that way, he just got 8th playing with Mongrel. You know, and I know Panzer put on a crazy performance in that, but he just got 8th playing with Mongrel. And I think if you had told a lot of people that he was going to get 8th playing with Mongrel, they would have looked at you like you're crazy. That paired with the fact that Vidal has just come off the back of a great season in NA, where for most of the season, his trio looked like the second best team after Peterborough. Obviously in grand finals, that didn't quite materialize. But if you watch their games and you analyze the way they were playing, Vidal was playing out of his mind, right? Him and Cooper had a really cool thing going on. I think the only concerns I'd have is obviously I just feel like they don't really know what they're doing role-wise. Like the fact that he said Vidal's going to be IGLing is an instant red flag to me. I'm like, oh, wait, these guys have no clue what's going on. Looking at this trio, I would have said like Reason and MrSavage IGL, like co-IGL sort of situation. Obviously, Savage has not been playing much this season now, and he's been retired for a couple of weeks. So him IGLing, obviously he understands the fundamentals of Fortnite, but maybe that's not the cook. So then you'd want it to be Reason. But if Reason's not wanting to IGL, then again, you just have a weird situation. With that being said, I 100% think this is a team good enough to get to globals. They should get to globals. Like, I think when you look at the quality of the players, like without adding too much pressure, these guys should be getting to globals. I think they'll do it. And I'd go as high as what Reese said of like, I could see these guys getting like a third in an FNCS, you know, whether it be probably major 3, it'd have to be, right? Just because I think this season might be a stretch in terms of what they can do at the higher end of the leaderboard. But yeah, no, these guys should be a really good trio.
And last year, Reason and Vidal were coached by Raz, right? And Mongrel and Savage were coached by BloodX. Who's going to coach this trio, do we think? There's like the two top dogs, the 2 big dogs on the coaching team.
Let me check Raz's Discord and see if he's made a channel for them. That's how I always know, you know? I check the Discord and I see, has Raz made a channel for these guys? If yes, then that's who's coaching them. I don't see the channel, but honestly, I don't know. I'd assume, I don't know. I feel like, because BloodX has worked with Reason and Vidal in the past, right? He worked with them during duos last year at points. And I know there was things that got toxic there between him and Amar. I think these guys probably, either of them would be good to work with. I'd guess maybe BloodX. Maybe BloodX would be better for these guys right now. But honestly, I don't know. I think it's a bit up in the air.
Really, it's better. It depends on who does end up IGLing. You know, if Savage ends up IGLing, maybe he prefers working on BloodX. Maybe he definitely doesn't after the experience. You never know. Maybe the Germans prefer working with Raz. I think it just depends on how the structure of the team holds out.
Yeah. Great options though if you're looking for a coach.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
100%. I think. Okay, last one.
Okay.
Is, and maybe this is like kind of the cringe YouTube brain kicking in. Is there like, do we ultimately thank Booga for this MrSavage's comeback?
Yes,
Port City
100%. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, someone said it in the live chat, like during when Savage was here, they were like, from the sounds of this interview, it sounds like he only really quit because he just didn't have good options. And Reese, your next question then sort of like
I
insinuated.
did not read that chat, so we were all obviously thinking it here.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so like, yes, we have to thank Booga, because if the deal wasn't coming back to EU, this trio would, even when he talked about them, like he wasn't going to play with Reason. If it was Reason and somebody else, he would not be unretiring. It's because the deal was on the market and he can play with the deal that he said, yeah, I'll do this.
So I'm going to put you.
No, because what if the deal is just only goated in NA? What if he, maybe it's like the NA calories or whatever the meme has been about him being over there has got him absolutely primed up, and now that he's back in Germany, the healthy food is just gonna ruin it.
Cooper's mom needs to like fly over there.
Need to get DoorDash in Germany instead of Uber Eats.
I guess the follow-up question then is like, how does this affect Booga's legacy? Does it solidify him as the GOAT? He caused the unretirement of MrSavage.
Well, I was going to ask, is FNtasia now officially a pro Booga podcast?
Ooh.
The second we got you on here, we turned into a centrist Booga podcast.
Yes.
And after unretiring MrSavage, I am maybe leaning towards a more Booga centric podcast. Maybe I got to think about it. You know,
he's locked in again though. It seems like, and this guy Craze seems like he's really something.
He does, yeah, he does.
So we could have a little FNCS on our hands, fellas.
All right, that's too much Booga positivity for my liking. If you guys enjoyed this episode, if this is your first time watching because you're a MrSavage fan and you're curious about what's going on, hopefully you guys stick around and watch more of what we do. We talk about competitive Fortnite and we like to have a bit of fun. We do interviews like this and get pro players on as well occasionally from time to time. We had a really great one with Veno last week. If you want to hear from him, it's doing incredible. Everyone's loving it.
Good, yeah.
And yeah, shout out to Reese Hub, the big dog, and Teddy for joining me today. Both make amazing content, so be sure to check out what they got going on. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else I got already. I appreciate you all for watching as always, and we will see you all next week on Wednesday.
Good luck, Reese. Div 2. Let's go. Let's get it,
hey,
baby.
You got this.
Let's get it.
1K of 1K teams. Let's go.
You got this, Reese. You got this. And if you enjoyed watching the episode live, for the live viewers, let us know. Maybe we'll do more live episodes. All right, too much been said. All right, bye, lights. We love you. See ya.
Bye.